If you are looking for a containment system for your dog that doesn't require all of these big units and complex installing of underground fence, I have a solution for you guys. This GPS outdoor wireless dog fencing system was recently sent to me to do just like an honest review of all of its features and how it works. And immediately when it had arrived, I was like, oh my gosh, it's too small. Because I am typically accustomed of having like a really big like external unit that connects to a collar. That is not how this works, guys. This works with GPS. So let's get into it. Upon unboxing, which of course I've already unboxed because I needed to charge the collar, but there is a collar and we'll get into the details of this, but it has this really nice long length on it that you can just trim down to fit the size of your dog. Of course, it also comes with a charging cord that you just plug into a regular USB block, and it's just a nice little magnetic charging port. I love that because then it just pops right on and sticks. You want to let this charge until it is fully charged, so this whole system will turn green. So when it started charging, it was red, and then after it was fully charged, it turned green. The box also comes with your little training flags or indicators that we'll put around the yard. Now, along with the collar, you're going to have these two different sets of prongs. So there's a long set and a short set. And I have found that a lot of times the prong length really depends on the coat, your dog's coat. So with my German Shepherds, I typically, honestly, I just sometimes even have to shave a little bit of their neck hair off to make sure that there's a good connection with their collars. But you can also use the longer points. So longer points for hairier, larger dogs, shorter points for the thinner coated, smaller dogs. So in the box comes a registration card. So you do get a, you want to register this within 14 days of purchase, and you just scan this little QR code right here and it will go into warranty. That comes with a training guide, a whole other guide on how this whole thing works, plus what I kind of consider to be like a quick start guide, but definitely some really important information here. I just did, and a tester. So you'll be able to test to make sure that your dog collar is working correctly. I read really quickly through the instructions, and they were just really easy for me to understand. So it's super easy to figure out, but let's take a look at how we're actually going to set this up. Now, as you're getting started, you're going to go ahead and put the little prongs into the collar. So like I said, I'm going to select the larger set because Halo has a lot of hair. To do the install, I always just start by kind of like hand screwing them in. I always just like to check these every couple of days. Now, your tester also has these keys on it so that you can use them to tighten your prongs. So you just set it in there and twist. Remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey. So now they are good and snug. I'm gonna go ahead and take this warning tag off, but it does say never connect a lead to the electronic collar. So you never wanna connect your leash to this collar specifically. That's why Halo has a secondary collar on for training. Do not leave the collar on your dog for over 12 hours per day. And it's even better if you make the max time like 6 hours a day. And they do recommend to reposition the collar around your dog's neck every 12 hours. So let's go ahead and take that off. When you turn the collar on, it is going to establish a center point. So you think of your fence as a diameter, it's a circle. So you're gonna set a GPS, basically like drop a GPS pin on where you want your diameter to be. And then it will set up for 33 yards out, and then you can just click it out more. And all the nitty gritty information is in your manuals. The manuals cover everything, guys. I read all of it, trust me. It covers all the questions that you're gonna have, which we absolutely love. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start by turning on the collar, and do that by placing the M button, which is the mode. You just hold it down for a few seconds and it's gonna beep and the display is gonna turn on. It's currently searching for GPS location. So you need to wait 3 to 5 minutes to search for the GPS signal after starting. At this time, the GPS icon will be flashing on the interface, which it is doing right now. It's flashing. All right, now that we have signal, we are going to go ahead and press and hold the GPS icon button. I'm just going to wait for that to drop the pin. All right, we drop the pin, and now this indicator reads 000. I am reading all 5 bars. So if you have like a lot of trees in the area or are undercover, you might not get great cell service or GPS service on this. So do keep that in mind. We are very rural, and there are actually some trees around here, and I have all 5 bars. So just something to keep in mind. As with all GPS type units, availability is key to the functionality. Now that we've dropped the pin, we're going to go ahead and program the collar for the radius. We've got this set up to beep at the 33-yard marker. So you can set this for a vibration or like a static signal to correct your dog back the way that you need him, the area that you need him to stay in, him or her to stay in. So let's go check this out. There, we're back in the safe zone. We try to leave again. Starts. Oh, now you probably noticed that there was a little lag, and that's because the collar could kind of tell like that wasn't a dog that was running through the fence. So in order to get the exact timing on this thing, you just kind of need to mimic a dog by kind of walking and shaking the collar. So let's check this out. Once you set up the parameter, then you're going to walk it and go ahead and set these out to train your dog. Now, some important things to remember when training your dog is you will want a separate collar. You don't want to attach a leash to this, and then you're going to want a leash. Now, Halo is already trained on electric fences, so we don't have to do that. And honestly, guys, there is a whole training guide for if you're teaching a new pup how to train on a fence. So that is super handy. Now, one of the other things that I really like about this collar is that has like a 3-level warning system. So there's different ways that you can set it up, but just to give you an example, it'll be warning 1 and it'll like beep, and then it'll be warning 2 and it'll beep and then give you a short like vibration, and then warning 3 and it will beep and it'll give you a really long vibration. So there's a bunch of just different settings that you can do for this. Now, keep in mind, we are working with GPS here. So, and GPS is not created equal in different areas. So there's probably going to be some flexibility to your boundary area. So you're really going to want to, and this is this way with all of the units that I've ever tested, but you're just going to want to make sure that you have a really clear understanding of where those boundaries are and what's going to work. So here, for example, it'll let me get a little further across the yard than 33 yards just in one direction. And I'm sure that that has to do with just like things in the yard. And we have some metal buildings over on the other side of the house. So not a big deal, not a deal breaker, but something to be aware of when you are setting up your dog collar. And the instructions do recommend that you reset the GPS drop pin every 3 to 5 days. When you put the collar on your dog, you want to make sure that it is at a nice location right here under the throat. You don't want it like sagging down here, and you also don't want it like over here on the side. So just something to keep in mind. Like I said, I usually just shave a little spot right there so that it's easy for me to see where the collar goes. So there you have it, the GPS wireless dog fencing system, super slick. Loved how easy it was to set up. Love that it's easy to train on. It has tons of great information and it comes with a warranty. So it's really like a well-supported product in my opinion. I also love that it doesn't come with like a bunch of bulky external setup features like a GPS monitoring unit, like this whole huge unit you have to plug into the wall. No, it's just working off of satellite. Huge diameter fencing area for your pups to hang out in, 33 yards to almost 1,000 yards. Really, really a gigantic space, guys. So this reaches way further than any of the other wireless dog fencing systems that I've personally owned. It is just in general a really great product. I'm very impressed and I do highly recommend. So there you have it. I hope this helps.